All right, which sales type are you and gain confidence when selling to clients? I created this presentation and decided to do it this week because a lot of us think sales is like yucky. It's like when it comes time to like ask for money or, close that deal, it's some like I was just talking to you about like how IPS people, they're comfortable with that stuff. Like, and I am not. Like, so many of us are just not comfortable putting yourself out there and like making charging more and all that. So like it kind of comes from like, I think mental blocks that you have from like maybe society telling you, don't talk about money, it's not polite, don't gloat, or like how car salesmen, like when people say sales, you kind of think, okay, car salesmen are like a big deal, like deal making people. So it
Yeah.
just feels really intimidating. And also just like I get it every single time when somebody approaches me and like they're just like, hey, how much is your package? um it just gets that, um that the little mental blocks. So what's important, this is kind of like a side note, but I've realized that like it helps if you have like role models. For me, I think most people know Jenna Kutcher. She is open about, being successful, seven figures, like, somebody that's like that, you can look up to. That kind of like takes away your old school, like, car salesman mentality. Like that's what sales is, because sales is not really about that, and it's more like about sharing to you. If you think that you're more sharing your value to your clients, it's not really just like selling or saying, oh, this is my price. Um, and I decided to talk about it this week because we're going through like our client experience and what we're going to offer to them. So if you have confidence in what you're offering and all the experiences you're going to give to them, that you're going to be confident when it comes to a time when somebody asks you, what's your price? I can just be like, it's, you know, however much, 425, and look at all the stuff you're going to get for that kind of thing. And just like having a new mindset. So like I said, shifting from I'm selling to like, no, I'm sharing. It's actually something I learned when I was a beach body coach for like a week. I was like, oh, that's what you call selling. Okay. But it stuck to me. I was like, that's actually true. If you think about it, it's just sharing like what you offer. But yeah, so that was a failed venture of mine. I was like, maybe if I was a beach body coach, I will be skinny because that'll be my job. And I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Um, but the main thing I wanted to share with you today is 5 sales personalities based on different types of dogs. So take notes while maybe like I go through each and every one separately in order. So maybe you can kind of take notes on like which one you actually relate to. So you can come back to this presentation, or I'm going to create a blog post out of it. So you can go back quickly and be like, oh, what did, you know, a pit bull personality, like how should I leverage that to get more bookings, kind of thing. So this is not my original idea. It's the sales dogs personalities come from a book called Sales Dogs by Blair Singer. It's like a book published in 2001, which is doesn't seem like that long ago, but it is. It's like a whole 20 years ago. But I read it like long time ago and it really stuck with me. So yeah, and I just thought about this book the other day and I was like, this really applies to like all of us trying to get bookings from clients. So all right, so the first personality is Pitbull. Excuse how it's a little bit overgeneralization of a pit bull. I think back in the day, people weren't so protective about pit bulls, but if you're a pit bull lover, no offense, but most pit bulls are, fearless and they'll go after anything like it's their last meal. And so yeah, so you get the idea, like somebody that's like a pit bull. And this is probably like the most stereotypical like salesperson that you can think of. They're just like calling leads after one after another. I think I have a little bit of this in me. So when so if you are a pit bull, or if you want to learn from a Pitbull. This is kind of like the stuff that you can implement. So when in doubt, just go for it. Just, just go after it, like a Pitbull. And pit bulls will succeed if you put yourself in front of as many people as possible. So it's like a numbers game. Um, you know, um, so more directly relating to getting bookings. So automation is probably your friend. So because you're trying to get as many people in as possible and like not in and out, but like, so you do want something that's really automated, like with Honeybook or whatever the CRM is. So once you get that inquiry, you can just like push them through to a booking without, being nurturing and like, that kind of thing. It's probably a good idea to have like an online chat system. Like, when you go to websites and a pop-up comes up and says, hey, how can I help you? That's like a really quick way of just like answering people's questions without going back and forth emails. And different types, I go through different types of ads, which is but best for these different dog types. So if you are a pit bull type, I think Yelp ads will be amazing because you do get a lot of inquiries. And I've just thought about this, like Thumbtack, like those, other cheaper budget, like friendly sites. I think those are really good because you will get so many inquiries and you'll reach as many as people as possible. And with those things too, usually it is like whoever responds the quickest is also people who usually get the booking. So that's something to consider. The next one is a golden retriever, probably like the opposite of a pit bull. They're nurturing, they want to do everything for your clients. When any client's by chasing any bones that they throw at them, and customer service is like their number one thing. I'm definitely a golden retriever. So you can totally be a mutt. I'm a mutt. It's pit bull and golden retriever, total opposites. But that's what I feel like this is who I am. And a little bit of Chihuahua. I'll talk about more about that later. Told you.
Everything.
No, I'm definitely not a poodle. I will show you next. Yeah. I know so many poodle photographers. You can probably already imagine what I'm talking about, right? And I'm like, I'm so jealous of them, and like, but I'm glad because their clients are not my clients. Like but each dog type have our own clients. That's the beauty of it. Like, you don't have to try to do it all. These are the ways you're gonna find your right clients that are like in the same page as you, like all that. So yeah, like with a pit bull, like Yelp ads, like Thumbtack, they don't really care too much about the nurturing. They just want quick, like we just want photos, like photos are photos. They probably don't even care what the portfolio look like. And there are a lot of people out there. So like those people, hopefully the pit bulls will get it for you. And I was more of a pit bull in the beginning, just like whatever, I'll take whatever. But now I'm starting to move over to my golden retriever side and be like, yay, let's find whoever appreciates the best customer service. So if you are a golden retriever, focus on giving more than anybody else. Um, and you'll most likely get more referrals. And the downfall with the golden retriever is upselling. So we tend to give more than, more for free when like you should be charging more. So I know that's like a lesson to be learned for golden retrievers. Like I need to work on upselling. I'm always like, oh, 30-minute session, but I'll stay forever. Those are famous quotes of mine. I say that all the time.
One more.
Like one more pause, one more shot. I'm usually, my clients are usually done before I am. They're like, Emily, no, we're good. I'm like, okay.
You're like, what? Are we sure?
Yeah. So yeah, if you're a golden retriever, have a really nurturing, like welcoming landing page. Email sequence should also be very welcoming, warm and fuzzy, like a golden retriever. and that you show that you care and you're going to do everything to make them happy, maybe a free gift. See, upselling is not the strong suit, but you will find your clients that really appreciates this, like offer unlimited customer support. And I offer this, and I think I told you before, but most people don't really bother you all day, all night. Like most people are okay just being like, oh, especially as a golden retriever, me, like I give them so much information that they're kind of like, okay, like we'll just show up. So, but I do offer unlimited customer support. And Facebook ads is probably a good place to advertise because you can like show off your images or like, write a paragraph about who you are and like what you offer. And a lot of other ads do not support that. So Facebook ads is probably a good place to showcase what you offer. So the next one is a poodle. I'm pretty short with this one because I don't understand fully how poodles work, but this is based on research. So personality, it's at home with a world of class and networking, well connected, have all the new gadgets and toys. So if you are a poodle, like, public speaking or networking events or just kind of mingling with the people that you want to potentially work with. So like if you're a branding photographer, you go to networking events that, have all the people who want like really cool branding shots. And have your own amazing branding shots too, because those are like really important if how you portray yourself is, one of your brand personality. Definitely get good shots of yourself to have on your website. And then be up to date and like really cool shots, trendy shots that people are going to want because they see it on different places. To leverage the personality and get more bookings, I should say, from like the right clients. Is have a super on brand website, booking forms and styling guides, all the fancy stuff basically. And have like assistant and team support. Maybe if you can hire somebody to do your bookings because that it kind of gives you extra street cred, right? Like, I'll meet Emily when it's time for photo shoot, but until then, I'm gonna deal with, her assistant. And a good place to showcase yourself is like all the cool places. TikTok is definitely like a new platform, but if you can get yourself out there, which is TikTok is crazy, and I wish I could do video because TikTok, there's so much potential. But anyways, but if you're a poodle, I bet you're already on there and you're gonna tell me all about it.
Yeah.
And tell me how easy it is
Yeah.
to make a cool video. So yeah, so that's that. So the next one is a Chihuahua. Tiny but mighty knowledge. Just imagine like, won't stop talking, all the knowledge in the world, lots of caffeine. I'm a little bit of Chihuahua too.
I felt like I was about to.
As I'm like chugging my coffee. And I have a Chihuahua. I don't know. So you can share so much possibility for clients and all that, like as they're talking and, give them all the possibilities. So if you are a Chihuahua, like it's great to share your knowledge with your clients, because you'll be able to like kind of find their needs and really explain like how that would work. And it'll probably get to like find new locations, lighting details, and just know everything basically. And a lot of people do appreciate that detail oriented. And so, yeah, to find the right kind of clients for Chihuahua, probably a lot of blog posts that you can just send to clients. Like if they have a question, like, well, here's a whole essay about everything you want to know about the outfits you want to wear or whatever. And, make sure to have a book now button at every bottom of every blog post, because that's probably another way to getting clients. And I say here SEO. So, blog posts will probably have amazing SEO, and that's probably how they will find you. so contrary to the poodle, you are the resource. You're going to be in your client's space, talking their ears out, but in a good way, hopefully. About all the things you can teach them about how to have a photo shoot, successful photo shoot, and all that. So, and SEO is probably a really good way because Chihuahuas are a little nerdy and they are getting down and dirty with the SEO on the website and blogs. So
Would you say a Chihuahua also is somebody that's like thinking of all the problems ahead and then like just gabbing at telling them everything they could think of kind of thing?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Like once you started describing that, that kind of came to my head. I was like,
Right? Yeah. Yeah, because when somebody's like, what about location? I'm like, here is a whole essay about all the locations and what lighting there is. And I like write it all out. I'm like, did I just spend an hour? Like, I should just have a blog post about locations.
you
See?
start working smarter, not harder, because you've
Yeah.
answered all those questions before, and then you're just like, and a blog post.
I know. I should just like search through my emails and that will be my blog post. But anyways, so finally, Basset Hound. So I am also not a Basset Hound. Slow and steady wins a race. Classic, laid back and dependable, patient and building long-term relationships. So people really appreciate, somebody who's consistent and slow paced and just really relaxed and people like to come back. People who appreciate those things will come back to you over and over and over again because number one, they like, you know, the consistency. They don't probably like a lot of change. So, client, if you're a Basset Hound and you find a client that really appreciates that, they probably will come back to you for years to come, which is nice. So win them with your laid backness. I was surprised. I was talking to a potential client last week. She ended up not hiring me. But it's probably because at first she was like, oh, I so appreciate how laid back you are. And I am, like, I'm very easygoing, but she was just like, but what I talked to another photographer, and as soon as I inquired, she like sent a video over and it was really intense. And I was like, okay, probably poodle, maybe, like really fancy, with a little chihuahuaness. But like, so people do appreciate, like, not everybody appreciates like the fancy fast pace, and so a good way for, if you're a Basset Hound, is to get people on the phone, because you'll get to know them, talk to them, and they'll see that you are like a reliable, traditional, consistent person, and that's always a good thing. And to leverage your Basset Hound personality, traditional, like simple, not easy to navigate system, like a simple website, contact me now, maybe a starting price, but try to get your clients on the phone so you can get to know them, talk to them. And constant, steady communication, not overwhelming people, but just, warming them up. Make sure it is like a steady system. And Google Ads are probably a good place, because basically people search for a key term, they find you through Google Ads. It's pretty simple. And most people, I think, who don't really want to browse through like 10 different websites, they're going to see like the first person up there and be like, oh, good. Done. So I feel, in my mind, I feel like that's a really good match with somebody like that's a Basset Hound, like really simple. So yeah, those are the 5 types. Like I said, it could be a mutt, or dog walker. You could, like, if you're a Chihuahua and you want to outsource everything else to like everybody, all the other types, you can. Like, if you're a pit bull, you can outsource booking to a poodle, like, and yeah, outsource booking like a poodle and to a golden retriever who's gonna be nurturing, and have a Chihuahua editor who's gonna nitpick your image and make it perfect, and hire somebody for like feedback surveys and weekly newsletter to a Basset Hound, that kind of stuff. So you don't have to be one type. Well, there's supposed to be my image right there. You know my information, but this is the book that I'm talking about. If this really interests you, I find it really entertaining. You could read all about it. It's more about like managing a team of salespeople and like how to leverage their type, but you could learn a lot from it. So yeah, do you have any questions?
I'm just kind of wondering what combo I am now.
Right? I want to know. I'm gonna stop the recording. Hold on.